Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Anime Podcast channel. My name is Benji, and today we're going to be talking about chapter 1030 of One Piece, the Impermanence of All Things. So, before we get started, this is a very controversial chapter, to say the least, but I'm going to break it down for you right here, nevertheless. But with that being said, without further ado, let's begin. So we start with a cover request page, and basically it's a brook, and there's an army of ants basically going over his feet, and he's kind of doing like the little top of the morning thing. But with that being said, like I said, pretty cool cover request page. I don't really take too much credence to those as well, but that's that. So we start the chapter with a conversation between Apu and Drake. And basically, earlier on in Wano, we actually got a development that Drake was actually a member of the Marines in some kind of capacity. And really quick, I mean, I know we've had a list of packs within Wano, but if we go to really be honest, I need a Apu pack so badly. Like, this man is so annoying to me, bro. Now, if we go to be honest, he did wash Zoro. I'm just kidding. Like, Zoro fans, don't come for me. But you know, like I said, like Apu, I mean, such a weirdo. Has a very interesting devil fruit or whatever he has. But I don't know, like, just such an annoying character, backstabber, same way I see Hawkins. So basically, Apu is kind of reiterating to Drake that at this point in the battle, let's let all of the mayhem happen, and we'll take advantage of the victory at the end, and basically reap all of the benefits of being the victors of the battle. Basically, swooping in when everyone's exhausted, and basically dealing the damage at the end of the battle. And, you know, Drake is hesitant at this point, but Apu was kind of like still kind of telling them that this is mutually beneficial to both of them. And, you know, this opportunity may never come again. But the way I feel about it, obviously I feel like Drake is going to basically be like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, and then backstab Apu. I mean, Apu has been shown, him and Hawkins have been shown to be some of the least loyal niggas in all of One Piece. So there's that. So then we cut to another scene of Usopp and Nami, and basically they're running down the stairs. They just completed their, like, I guess, battles within Onigashima, and they see some shit. And this is where it starts to become a little controversial. Hear me out. So Usopp and Nami see the bottom half of Kanemon. Now, if you guys remember, back in Punk Hazard, we first got introduced to Kanemon, well, half of him, like in Punk Hazard, basically because Law had actually sliced him up. Now, the thing that makes this controversial is obviously we thought we had that Kanemon pack, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Kanemon has been one of the, you know, better written characters within Wano. But the thing that makes this so controversial is the fact that Oda, with Orochi, with I believe Kanjuro, and I believe now with Kanemon, has faked out 3 deaths within Wano. Now, the thing that I'll say about Kanemon, I feel like if people really thought he was going to die, and I thought he died, especially I even forgot about the stab that that Kaido had stabbed him, like, actually in his torso before. That's why he split in half. The thing about it is, Kanemon, as of right now in the story, I feel like his death would be very significant to Wano's arc. You know, we get introduced to this character back in, you know, Punk Hazard. He's been a father figure to Momonosuke this whole time, and, you know, obviously, like I said, I thought it was gonna be more of a thing where, you know, he's on his death's door. Momonosuke is, you know, like, ends up actually saving, you know, the flower capital, Wano. And, you know, we get a little interaction between both of them. I think that would be pretty nice. I don't know, it still could happen. But the thing about it is, this kind of seems a little out of nowhere, and I understand why people are upset. But we, for decades, know how Oda writes his stories. Him dying the way that he died, without any kind of depth or any kind of, you know, flashbacks of this, that, and the third, it just wouldn't make sense. Now, like I said, he still could die. I can see that happening. But for one, I do want Kanemon to actually see his wife. That's one big thing. And also, I want him to still have, like I said, Kanemon has been a father figure to Momonosuke, you know, dating back to Punk Hazard, you know. And we actually thought that he was his father until we found out that he was actually the son of Odin. Now, with this being said, I don't know how the story's going to go. I don't necessarily like this personally, but people saying that this drops drops the quality of Wano that we've been getting. Like, yo, shut up. Like, it has, like, all of that is, bullshit. Me personally, I don't see how you can take one chapter and define a whole arc from it. This arc has been nothing but bangers. Especially now we're getting into the climax, we're getting to the nitty gritty. I feel like Oda's still gonna be able to get his bag with this one. So I'm not too worried, but obviously I feel like that's a little bit of a detriment as far as depth goes, where you introduce something, you build tension, and then the tension is broken simply because you don't want to kill people. but like I said, nevertheless, the rest of the chapter is very enjoyable. So basically, Kanemon's body is bleeding. It's not like it was back in Punk Hazard where he was just sliced, no blood. But the reason being is the reason he's split into two is it may have been a side effect of what happened in Punk Hazard itself, where Law splitting him up has maybe done some things to his anatomy or something like that, and he's able to be two sentient beings at the same time. In and of itself, but yeah, that's basically what the context of this chapter is kind of stating that Kanemon is in right now. And we also get this confirmed a little bit later on in the chapter from Kanemon himself, well, the other half of it. So basically, Kanemon's legs actually state to Usopp and Nami that Kiku, one of the scabbards, is actually on death's door, and they need to immediately, or as fast as possible, get to Kiku's aid in order to, hopefully save Kiku. And then later on, we do cut back to Kanemon as well as Kiku. Kiku is in really bad shape, as well as Kanemon. Obviously, Kanemon is basically saying that this may all be a side effect from Law's Devil Fruit, him being sliced all the way back in Punk Hazard. That's the only way he was maybe able to survive. Who knows? Like I said, with all the blood that was coming from Kanemon, but like I said, from that being what it is, I feel like at some point we do need somebody to take some kind of loss from Wano, just to make the stakes higher than they actually are. It would have made sense if Kanemon was to pass. I kind of want to see what Oda has in store for us a little bit later on, but. In the distance, we see more undead niggas. So basically, Orochi, who we thought to be dead, but I think was shown back in chapter 1028. I may be wrong. Basically, he's on the transponder and he's communicating to another undead nigga, as of right now, Kanjuro. Now, if you guys know that Orochi and Kanjuro are both from the same clan, basically Kanjuro as well as Orochi have been in cahoots this whole time. And, they're the reason a lot of this betrayal has happened amongst the scabbards, or as well as all of the dismay within Onigashima itself. And I'm going to be honest, for me personally, these have to be one of the two most hated people in One Piece for me. Just the amount of bitch-assery and the amount of betrayal and snakeness. I do not like either of these characters. That's just me personally. But basically, Kanjuro is on death's door, and Orochi is actually praising him for the work that he's already done. Yet he's saying that the job's not finished.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so. Okay.
But he wants Kanjuro to at least leave with a parting gift if he can before he leaves this world. And this is what he states. I see I have nothing but praise. Your performance was masterful. And then he continues. Our ancestors remain unsatisfied. Give them a stupendous encore, Kanjuro. Use your painting to depict the burning wrath of the Kurozumi clan. He then goes on to say, we will have the last laugh. Now, if you guys really take into account the entire speech that he reads within the chapter, is one of the better speeches of Wano. It kind of shows that, his Orochi's, hell bent on revenge has really been an amalgamation of everything that's come into play right now. Basically, no matter what or how it happens, Orochi, as well as his clan, as well as Kanjuro, will have to remain on top. And I don't know, like the speech itself, especially once it's animated, and they've done a great job. Toei, big shout out to Toei. They've done a great job of really depicting those more powerful scenes. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. And basically, he's telling Kanjuro to summon his last drawing, and this drawing is basically a huge fire monster by the name of Kazumbo. Kozimbo. I don't know. Hopefully I'm close. And actually, many people who actually witnessed this thing, and basically it's a ghost-like figure that literally like creates fire. So basically, it's burning individuals, beast pirates, as well as allies, samurai alliance pirates, and basically, Orochi is whether they're friend or foe. He wants to burn down Onigashima. And he also kind of reiterates this a little bit later on, where he states that he knows the arsenal that is, hidden deep within the bowels of Onigashima. But basically, he's saying that, once this fire, like reaches the arsenal, everything will go kaplowy. So, basically, as a parting gift from Kanjuro, he wants to eliminate all the players, all the participants within Onigashima. So this inevitably creates a huge panic within Onigashima, and then we see several panels of all the participants who are within Onigashima. We see Luffy and Kaido, we see Sanji and Queen, and we also see Zoro and King. And while this is happening, Orochi says that the Kazuni forces and the Emperor will be undone by their own hubris. So then after all of this transpires, we cut to Yamato immediately, and basically she's still on the lookout to find the arsenal that's hidden deep within Onigashima, still trying to stop it. At this moment in time, she's still worried about Momonosuke, on whether or not he'll be able to create those flame clouds to buy enough time in order to save the people of the Flower Capital. But as of right now, she's hauling ass in order to make it to the arsenal at the bottom of Onigashima. We then cut to a huge blast and his Big Mom. Basically, right now, she's in battle with Kid. And now, this is where the hypeness begins. Check me out. So, we get a flashback of both Kid and Law discussing their awakened abilities for their awakened devil fruits. Now, basically, Law kind of indicates to Kid, and they both are on the same page, that these are both last resorts, and they haven't really had too much time to really utilize these abilities. But basically, these are their last trump cards. If they don't do it now, it's now or never. And here we go. We see Law use a technique called Krum, not Room. And basically what's happening right now is Law engulfs his sword in in one of his rooms, I suppose, and he stabs Big Mom. Now, the only caveat is the incision is harmless, but the counter effects that it creates is very powerful. So basically, he's able to control all of Big Mom's insides, and he sends a huge shockwave throughout Big Mom's body, and basically it actually makes her bleed. Like, she's actually wounded from this blow. Now, Kid actually states that hey, Big Mom, you can use a little bit more magnetism, and uses a technique that proverbially makes Big Mom magnetic herself. Steel beams, all kinds of weapons start collapsing onto Big Mom, because at this moment she's basically like a huge magnet. Kid then tells Law to get him out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt from his own attack. And Law, he doesn't like to be told what to do, but he does it anyway. Make sure he gets Kid out of the way. And we end with Big Mom being smothered in a bunch of rubble and a bunch of debris, steel beams, weapons all over her. She's magnetic at this point. So and I think the technique that was used was called Punk Crash. So with this being said, that's the end of the chapter. As far as my thoughts and how everything kind of transpired, I'm not too upset with the chapter itself. The chapter itself, I would give a 7.5 out of 10. The whole thing with death and how Oda chooses to kind of explore that. Yes, do I think Kanemon was supposed to die? Of course. I think he was supposed to be turned into a pack. I also think Orochi was supposed to be turned into a pack. Kanjuro was supposed to be turned into a pack. Apu was supposed to be turned into a pack. All them niggas supposed to be turned into a pack. But here's the thing. And I had to get this explained to me, because at first I'm looking at these, spoilers. I'm like, okay, what is this? But I'm looking at the spoilers, and somebody actually reiterates to me that if Kanemon had died at that moment in time, that would deviate from all of the deaths and the way that Oda handles deaths within One Piece. And that kind of stuck with me. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Oda puts a lot of time and effort into, really making death a significant thing within One Piece. And for me, to kind of have that explained to me, I was like, okay, I guess I kind of get that. Now, am I still a little upset or a little teetering on, why did he go this route? Of course. But like I said, this is only the initial chapter. We have, several chapters more until the end of the Wano arc. Does this make this arc bad? No. I don't see why people are saying that. That's really just corny, but that's just me. But like I said, I'm very interested to see this. Also, it seems like the flashbacks that we got with Luffy, Kaido, King Zoro, Queen Sanji, I feel like that is just a preview for what the end of this battle is going to take place. Each one of those players, the monster trio, is going to have a very significant, like W. And I really can't wait to see how Oda handles all of that. But with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching my chapter review of chapter 1030 of One Piece. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to try to, I think tomorrow, by the time this goes up, hopefully Saturday tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a live stream with the homies. So make sure you go ahead and join our Discord. We have a super dope Discord. A bunch of funny people, a bunch of like really dope anime fans, anime and manga fans, and we have all kinds of communities in there. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. But with that being said, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I love you guys, and peace. I'll talk to you later.